Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy Sunday. We had a wonderful Sunday so far. So this is my it's an intro to this session, episode 5, doing with my mom. She's a teacher. She's a principal now, but she was a teacher long ago before the principal thing came up. She's also a Christian, so let's get right to it. You okay?
Yes, I'm good.
So, I mean, she's been here for a long time. I mean, I don't know how person been here for a long time. I don't know for itself, but so what is it like for you being a teacher for however long you've been a teacher for?
Okay, so I've been a teacher since 1996. So that's many years, long before you were born. And being a teacher is quite a rewarding job. It's a job that allows you to take children from one point to another and you watch them progress. One of the most beautiful things is to see them as adults now, in their various jobs. It is very much rewarding, and I'm very much happy that I really chose that profession. As a matter of fact, when I was a little child, I would used to, use the doors and the walls and write on them, playing teacher. So it came out, in many years after. So being a teacher for me is quite rewarding, and I am so happy that I chose that profession.
1996, she's a teacher. That's a long time. I'm 26 now. That's over that.
Oh, yes.
And then you practice being a teacher, role model, do role play, and all those things.
Yes.
So that means you always wanted to be a teacher then, long before doing it.
Teaching chose me from I was a child.
Oh, I see. Well, that's telling. It's telling, consider if something chooses you, then you choose it. So, I mean, whenever something chooses you specifically, then that's, I guess when something chooses you, then it's no doubt, then.
But they will succeed in that era, yes.
You know what I mean? So, it would make sense. I mean, teaching takes a lot. I mean, as I say, it can be rewarding because you can help these children do a lot of things or big things in the future. So it can be rewarding. At the same time, it can be a lot.
Very challenging too.
It takes a lot to be a teacher. So when a teacher for 20 years, 30 years, or even 40, I'm like, what? That's crazy. And then some persons probably want to be a teacher, but probably let me do something else because they realize. Because the teaching thing, you teach all types of students. You could, whether it's persons who visual learners or persons who you have to record stuff, and or even persons like myself. But either way, not easy to teach anybody in general. If you ask me which one is harder to teach, but that's the obvious answer. But being a teacher for that long, for like over 20 years now, that's really astounding. I think you got an award for being a teacher for a long period of time too. So,
yes. I
mean, it really says that the person appreciate over the years and your service at St. Martin, the boys, and all those things. So you have always wanted to teach over that school, or you wanted to go somewhere else at first?
That's the only school I've ever been. Like when I went there in 1996, and from the very first year, I fell in love with that place. Fell in love with the students. So I decided that, guess what? I don't think I need to be moving from place to place because I got permanency after year number 1. So I decided that, let me just stay on, and I really enjoy being there, and the students are quite loving, so I decided that I'll just remain there. So it's the only school that I know as it relates to being a teacher, so that's the same place I am at this very moment.
So you get the presidency, permanently for a year. Wow, that's quick.
Yes.
Some person making 2 or 3 years, a year, that's, and to be in that same school even up to this day, it's really astounding and crazy. Well, it's astounding and awesome. In one place for a longer period of time, you find a home in that place. If you can't find a home that fast, then it's really telling. So, because some persons as well, it'll take them a couple of years before they find a home. They have to go place to place, and usually going place to place, my perspective is not a good look, because then it's like you have a difficult to find that one place where you can stick to for a longer period of time, so you can, well, for you to choose that St. Martin Boys to stay to for even to this day. I mean, like I said, it's really astounding, and it's really awesome, and like I said, teaching can be a lot, but even when I was in college and watching the teacher is doing a thing with the coursework, I'm like, the amount of coursework they have is ridiculous. I'm like,
the mark. Yes.
I'm like, what, you guys? So watching who she just graduated, and some of them probably wanted to throw it door, and I was like, but yeah, I wanted to do this, so it's like, you can do big things by doing this, and I've been around a lot of teachers students, and I try not to been around them because I know much coursework them have to do, just to prepare to be a teacher, whatever, whether it's teacher small children or primary or even high school, even. Doesn't matter which way you go with it, the more the way they have to do is just,
It can be a whole lot, and it gets challenging when the students, when they don't do what they're supposed to do. For example, when they're supposed to do their homework or even to do their classwork. To get them to do those things things like those do take a lot out of teachers, because at the end of the day, every single teacher wants his or her child or children to make sure that they do pass. So it's a lot of stress on the teacher to get the students to really, be at the place where they're supposed to be.
And when your students do what they're supposed to, it don't make you feel good. Being a teacher is like being a leader or something like equivalent. It's like being a leader or a person or whatever equivalent to, because like if you don't get things done, then you're gonna get blamed for it, and you're gonna get fired, not the students. So it's one of those uncomfortable jobs that's why it takes a lot of time and everything. So because you have to make sure you do your part, but you still have to do their part, so ultimately you get the rewards of them doing what they're supposed to do. So that's what being a teacher is. Like I said, it's one of those leadership type jobs, not one of those easy ones. None of the jobs are easy really, but teacher is one of those, being a principal type of jobs and all of those things. Although principal is the highest one, but in the school, so it's not specific that, but so what is it like being a Christian? I think you've been a Christian for a long time. That's also not so crazy. I don't know how you pull that off. I mean, based on even learning this Christian life over the years, I'm like, and then learn more about it, I'm like, I see what Christian life is up there.
It's not really crazy. The thing is, being a Christian, it is not a very easy thing, I can tell you. Because there are times when you really, really want to do your own thing, but because you know what the word of the Lord says that it relates to how you behave, then you will have to behave accordingly. But if you look at it as it is hard, it's going to be hard. Because being a Christian, it's a daily walk with the Lord. It's not a weekly thing or a monthly thing, it's a daily thing. And it doesn't come by feeling, because if it comes down to feeling, then at times you're going to feel as if you're not a Christian. But it is a thing that you need to know. Also, you need to have a relationship with the Lord and know that whatever it is that you do that is wrong, then you can go to the Lord and talk to Him, and that He's a forgiving God, so He's always ready and willing to forgive us. But there are times when you do have some situations and you have no idea as to how to get it done. But if you talk to the Lord and say, Lord, this is the situation, I need your help, and you wait on Him, and He will give you an answer. And if you're going to depend on yourself, we can't depend on ourselves because we are losers. But with Christ, we are winners. So living the Christian life is not easy, but it is possible. And as I said to you, it's a daily thing with the Lord. Having a relationship with Him will make it easier.
Interesting perspective. As I say, if I say it's hard, but I'm like, what should I say? Easy? I'll be delusional if I say it's easy. We both know it's not, so.
Not easy, but it is possible.
you can't say these either because they're
No.
delusional, and besides, God knew that none of what we did would be easy. So He knew all of us when we were born. So that's a crazy thing. Also, He created us. So it's like,
And that is one of the things that's the reason why Jesus gave up his life, because he knew that. Remember that before Jesus, persons would use like the dove and those and animals to sacrifice for our sins, but Jesus knew that we could not have enough animals to sacrifice for our sins. Therefore, he paid the ultimate price, the ultimate sacrifice, when he gave up his life for us. So we need to now know that yes, Jesus paid the price. It is now for us to walk in that assurance, knowing that whatever it is that we need from him, we can just ask him and he will grant it unto us.
So how long have you been a Christian for?
A long time. I would have to add it. It's from 1988. So you can do the math.
That's 98 coming this year, boy.
Yes, so
that's over 20 years.
From I was a teenager, I chose to walk with the Lord, and I have been doing that since then.
I mean, what in God's plan wants to build a relationship with Him takes a lot, and well, I guess He knows us, so you want to know what they're capable of and potential, or what He has sort of for your life. Then the best way to do is to go to Him, and then things not going to click at times, but being a Christian is not for the weak. That's one that I do know for sure. I say you go to retreats, for example, you come back off of those certain events, or if you go to crusade and all those things, you come back off of those, then you realize how, if you really want to know how not easy it is, really go to those and you come back out after those events, especially when you realize how
remember
really is.
That when Jesus went into the wilderness and when he came out, remember the first person he saw was Satan, and he was right there waiting to tempt him. So after being at retreats or crusades or those deliverance services, when you come back, never you think the devil is going to smile at you and say, oh, I'm so happy you are delivered. I'm so happy that you are now empowered to move on. That is when he's going to attack. But the good part about it is that when he attacks, then you are stronger and able to deal with him. Because we know that he's coming. So all we have to do is to make sure that we are prepared to deal with him and not to allow him to overthrow us.
I mean, he'll come regardless, whether you're Christian or not, but especially when you're Christian, because you're more of a threat then, so. Pretty. What was it like witnessing me, observing me, whichever word you want to use, like graduating from primary school, high school, and at Money College, from Money College from last November?
Alright, so for each milestone, so shifting from primary to high, I'm saying yes, this is a milestone. And I was saying that I prayed and I said, Lord, I will not be able to follow you to high school. I will not be able to go there very often either. And I asked the Lord for courage. I remember in the first year when the students were there distracting me and disturbing me, and I had to come down there. And I said to them, listen, if you don't stop it, I'm going to make sure to come with the police. And then I'm happy that they stepped back. But to see you going through those 5 years, and then you did lower 6. I said it must be God, because you had many challenges that related to some of the subjects, but the Lord took you through because you were very much persistent. And I keep on reminding you that, Lauren, in order for you to reach your goal, you will have to put out the work. And I am so happy that, and there are times when you will just be by yourself doing your own thing, and the Lord really took you through. So it was a very great feeling to see you at the end of sixth form. At graduation, you were the one who they had asked you to pray, and you got your subjects and you were able to go to upper 6th, and then transition to college, and which is a very big deal, because not many persons today were able to go to college because they didn't have enough subjects. And then at the end of college, for you to be awarded with the principal's trophy. That was another big deal. And we cannot take these things for ourselves. We have to make sure that we give the Lord thanks and to give him glory and honor. Because if it was not for him, then you would not, gone through. Because yes, you went through a lot during college. In all the schools there are some students who are extremely mean. There are some students who they are very much inconsiderate. They don't consider anybody at all but themselves. But I'm happy that you had some lecturers there who really understood you and helped to pull you to the end.
Primary school. School journey has been crazy. Like primary school started there, but really the difficulty of schooling really starts in high school because for me, because you deal with all types of students, especially not us who is like me per se, or no arguments, but high school with the bullying and the constant, and then it will always be something. It will be ridiculous, and every day I'm trying to focus in the class, and then it doesn't matter if it's in class, the lunch break, or after school. It will always be something no matter what, and it's like I had to, after I realized I don't want to get stopped and some of these students would be really I said, okay, that's it. I going to have to learn to defend myself because I did not come to school for this, to fight people, but I was like, if I have to, then so be it, even though there was no fighting, obviously, but I didn't want to break any rules, so I wanted to follow the rules, but then I'm like, how am I going to get these students off me, because I gotta do something. So for me to do what I did in high school and then coming first in the classes from 7th to 9th grade, I only came second once overall during that span, 8th grade first term. I had, but long before all of that, I don't talk about long before me doing accomplish anything. So it's like, so long before I got even anything, the first place and the principal award, all of that, my talk about long before that. And when I accomplished that, it's like, tell you if I'm about to give them more. And then get success for them. After most of my serious subject, got there either, but good I did sit and girls and I had that and passed that and then got the sixth form and then ultimately I got through the high school experience. But then the college journey was even nuts. Good argument is the toughest journey I've been on because that's how crazy it was. It takes me ways that high school didn't, and then I look back at it and I'm like, I went to light in high school, but in college, boy, it hit me in the face constantly, and then when I started I'll tell some of these teachers, Miss Sir, I can't bother with this because it's like, I'll be honest about it. I'm like,
at times when these things do happen, you are going to feel discouraged. And there are times when the work gets real hard, then you may think that the easiest thing to do is just to forget about it. But we know that is not so. In order for us to really reach, the peak, we will have to keep going. Even if we have to maybe stop for a little while, but not as it really is to stop overall. Because stopping overall will not get you exactly where you want to go.
Yeah, I realized that's what I kept thinking about it, and then, like I said, even first year with the accounts, I was a familiar accounts, and I was like I said, I was honest with most of the time of how I'm feeling about the college journey, the socially, and all of that. I can be honest about it for the most part. But most people think I'm trying to be pretty positive with it. I'm like, no. And it's always a miscommunication. Like, I don't know what my communication issue is. I don't know, other than the talking fast thing, which I was obvious, but then learn realize something else. If it's not the fast talking, then it's something else. And then I'm like, I'm trying to communicate. I have to try to explain it. I'm like, if I'm saying this line, that means X. I'm not pragmatic and want to, but a lot of times those moments I was just overwhelmed and frustrated. I was like, what was I supposed to do? I didn't want to break things and all those things. Maybe I should have done that because it's like, really getting my attention because it's like, but then I went message but didn't want to do that, so I had to find other ways to express it without doing the craziness, like the breaking of things, and which person capable of doing.
I don't need to do that.
When we lose control completely, so I had to. Once I learned that, my temper can be a problem because it's like, I learned to try to work on controlling it, and it can be a problem to people around me, so it's like, and then I learned I could be a burden to other people. That's why I appreciate money in college. When they found out, they couldn't keep me out. They didn't. when I had their phone out, same thing, could have kicked me out. Didn't. When I was at youth meetings at church, when I found out, they could have kicked me out, but they didn't. Anyway, I could get kicked.
No, but the thing is, they could not have done that because it's not like you were not functioning. You understand? Even though in some cases you may be functioning at a slower pace in some areas, but it's not like you are not intelligent enough to move at the same pace with the others. So, you know, persons would have, you know, maybe that would have come to their mind, but it could not have happened.
I mean, I heard there's a certain things in place, but and it would, if I did get kicked, it wouldn't be because of the personality thing, because that wasn't the issue per se, because it would be something else for sure. But as I said, it couldn't have. If today it wouldn't be a good look, and nothing there, so concerns it wasn't a place where you have to take any type of student. You can't just kick out. You have Mr. Clark, he is the wheelchair man. If you're going to invite him to college, you're going to have to, at that point, I didn't kick him out. He could have been kicked out too, but so it's like, but yeah, it's just been crazy. So for me to achieve what I did and first believe in me, and when I found out MIS was one of the hardest programs in school, I could have easily be like, okay, let me do something else. And finally, any lecture one time told me, Lorraine, maybe you need to do another program, you know, it'll look easier for you. Nope, I didn't hear that one time, so I was studying like, and most of these levels of my struggles, I didn't actually meet that one time. It's like, yeah. What was it? What was it now?
Right.
Yeah, what was it like in your journey witnessing me being the person that I am now?
Alright. So considering that I have watched you, you know, growing, and I realize that, you know, there's much more to you than what, you know, the person would see. So the thing is that I tend to look a little further than a lot of persons, because I'm saying the mere fact that, you know, you can talk and you can reason things out, it means then that you should be able to do, you know, to behave just like the others. And I remember earlier about, you know, when you were about 4 or 5 somewhere there, and when the doctors told me that you would not be able to do a number of things, I said to myself, I am not going to follow them. I'm going to make sure to treat you as how I would treat anybody else or another child. So I did not follow the rules that, you know, were set in terms of you are not going to be able to count more than 1 to 20 or so on based on the stage that you were at. I kept on pushing, and I said I am going to make sure to buy the books and make sure to you know, so that you will be exposed to whatever it is that everybody else was being exposed to. So watching your journey, it has taught me that, you know, whatever situations we do have, Jesus has the final say, because Jesus stepped into your situation, and the moment he stepped in was the moment that you started to excel. So there are times when we do have some situations, whether we are children or adults, and we think that that is the end of it, but let us not put a limit on Jesus, because prayer changes things. And all along I've been praying, I said, Lord, just allow him to be able to function and function well, because I mean you're my only child, and I'm like, I don't want to have the child and then he cannot, you know, function. But there are times when things do happen, and there are parents who will have children who do have conditions. But guess what, parents, let me just take a minute and speak with you. Whatever it is that you have no control over, never you blame yourself. It's not because of anything that I did, you know, why Lorraine was diagnosed as being autistic. It has nothing to do with his daddy either. But there are times when some things happen, and it's only the Lord that can give us the answers. All we have to do is to make sure that whatever situation we are in, as long as we try our best in it, then we should not beat upon ourselves. So if your child is unable to do anything at all, do not blame yourself and say it must be something that your grandparents did or so on. Don't do that. Continue to pray, because I'm telling you, whatever it is that the Lord cannot do, it doesn't exist.
I mean, like I said, I mean, for you to decide, okay, I'm just going to go beyond that is telling. There's this thing called mother's intuition, I guess. I guess mother's intuition is no joke. Kind of those things. So, but nevertheless, I did I believe I could do everything I'm doing them. No, not at first until I said did them, but then over time, I mean, I didn't really work with social. Everybody who worked with social work tend to know what I did it, and then when I was at UBT, I just first believed I could. It even encouraged me to start conversating with people even. So it's like I just needed to be with myself. I started doing it, and then so it got easier, and then well, still hard to this day, but the courage to do it get easier because I've done it before. So though to still put myself out there is still hard, but the courage to do it regularly is a little easy because the courage is there, and because I don't let the difficulty stop me at this point. And I said, and I got to the point where I'm like, if I want to talk to this person and this person, I just need to make up my mind and then take it from there. So though the difficulty is still up there, and it's certainly difficult, but I say it's not going to change, but how you handle it does change, and then how you handle certain things. And yeah, but then I had to learn deal with bullying was easy, but I learned around that, and I had to learn to be strong and not be weak. Dealing with bullying is not for the weak, so I have to learn to be like, if I'm going to stand up for myself, I'm going to have to be strong doing it. I can't be weak doing it if I'm going to become more stand up for myself and other things. If I'm going to start coming to people, I'm going to have the courage to do it and see what happens. I know there's a possibility you may get rejected while doing it, and dealing with potential change, get rejected every day is not an easy feeling, but I just know long enough not to let those things, the discrimination or whatever, stop me from doing what I want to do. If I want to do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to do it, and if it happens, then I'll just take it to the chin and just try to make the bounce back. Yeah, it might discourage me because I get discouraged easily, but I've learned to toughen things over time, and I had to do it in my college journey. I had to toughen things out, no matter what. It wasn't easy, but and if I didn't get to that place, giving up, I had to be like, well, okay, and yes. And then one time I would tell Miss Murphy about it, I would laugh about it. Because Miss Murphy, I would tell her I would make her laugh about it, because it's like, that's rare for me to laugh about stuff like that. I don't know, for me, I don't know how to laugh about stuff like that, you know. So if I'm laughing about it, then must be silly if I tend to. And yes, you know, over time.
It's good when you can laugh at yourself at times. You know, these are some of the things that you do to really, you know, ease the tension that you know, may be lingering. So I think it's wrong with you laughing at yourself.
Yeah, I tell a lot about certain things, I'm like, seriously? and when after I've done something, I'm like, hey, why would you know, you could do this anyway, why about it? I'm like, well, like I said, the level of difficulty is going to be up there, but the courage to face those difficulties will get easier. And then, because I realized over time the difficulty of me doing the simple little things, it's up there compared to other people. But I still have the courage to say, well, I don't care how hard this is, I'm just going to do it. And the more the courage I had to build every day to decide, oh, you know what, I'm going to do this. Or even do a testimony, because I did a testimony at Boston Church, Montgomery Parish, please. It took courage, and I guess that's when I really had courage to do it for the people. That wasn't easy, but over time, the willingness to want to do testimony is really, it gets up on ways like when it happens, I'm like, well, I'm not gonna, even if I know it's still, I was a nervousness in it, I just know it won't get to me, and I just like, well, I'm not gonna get to me, and as I've done this before, once I've done something, I like even one time, you know you can do it again, you know what I mean? It gets a little easier. Well, like I said, to keep me off, it will get harder as it going on, but to want to do it, the courage to do it, those things over will get easier. But if it does, you still have to make your mind say, well, I've done this many times. Like I found myself responsible for toughening this sort of situation many times, the social situation, many occasions. And every time I find myself in that situation, I'm like, here we go again. Really? I just accept my process, what my process is, and I said, well, okay, I'm not going to rush the process, I'm just going to, like a quantity, and, you know. So, What is it like being a principal? As I say, you're a principal now, so what's it like being a principal?
Right, so I'm actually acting as principal, but acting principal is still doing the work of a principal. Right, so it's not a very easy job considering that you have a number of students to be in charge of, teachers, parents, and all of that. But I do enjoy doing it because there are times when you'd have some ideas that you would want to carry through, but because you're not at the head, then a number of things cannot be done. So yes, this is my second year, and I am really enjoying it, and I am so happy to put forth some ideas and to see them really coming through. And it is one of the things that, as a matter of fact, from before, I never really had it in my mind, to do it. But when the opportunity came, I said, what, let me go ahead and do it. So it has been going good so far, and I am really happy that I was able to carry through a number of things that were really outstanding, and there are a lot more to come. So as the days progress, then I will continue to believe the Lord, because there are times when some situations do come up, and I am so happy that I know the Lord, so I can pull on Him and say, Lord, this is the situation, and I really need your help here. So it has been going good, and I pledge to continue to do my best in this very position.
I mean, being a principal is the highest form. It is in schools to be specific and to be a teacher and not being a principal. I'm like, when I hear you're gonna be a principal, I'm like, what? And what? And then, I mean, because I know how being a principal is to observe rather. It takes a lot, and you have to be accountable for every single thing. You get to find out decisions.
Yeah.
And that's the highest form power in the school, and then you have to watch a person be principal, like Mr. Principal Howard Isaac, for example, big up to him. When I get that principal trophy and I get recognition from him, that was a big deal, because he was the principal at Manicas for a long time. I don't know how he does it, but it's a certain mindset to have for the Lord to put you in a position to be a principal, active principal. It's telling that he knows what you're capable of. Since when God puts you in certain positions, it wouldn't make sense at first. You're like, why would He put you in this position? Just like, I would have had times where I have to be the one to start conversing with people. I'm like, why I keep finding myself after social people first if that happens? I'm like, this is not coincidence at all. I still don't get it. I'm sure it makes sense on the line, but I don't get it. Why am I in this position all the time where it's like social affirmation must hold it constantly to instead of them coming to me, even though like I said, some of this don't make sense because God will put this situation where it makes no sense, but you have to trust Him anyway, and if you're trusting Him is high, then it will make sense eventually. You just have to trust to do your thing, and then maybe you will realize over time why He will make Him put you in that same position, and I'm sure it will make sense over time why put the position to be a principal. I think even your pastor mentioned you'll be a principal and it ended up happening, so I was like, and then you have to do a lot more meetings and meetings outside of the school. In the principal you have to do a lot of things, not just in the school, outside of school, but I mean the fact that He put you in the position shows that you probably may not believe it at first, but I'm sure you probably believe it that He believes you can handle it, because God will put you in a position that you can't, or simply that we can't handle. So if you're constantly in that position, then at some point it's no coincidence, and that He believes you can, usually believe you can handle it, and then take it from there. So I mean, like I said, for a person to be principal of a school for like a long time, 20 years, 30 years, or 40, or even 5, that's crazy. I mean, but like I said, you have to believe.
It's not only crazy, it's just that it may seem crazy to you on this side, but it's really a lot. But the good thing about it is that whatever it is that we do, you know, it's a daily thing. So we do things on a daily basis, and if we take a life, you know, step by step, day by day, then it will not seem, you know, so pressuring as, you know, another person on the outside looking in, you know.
I mean, I know it's a crazy effort, heck of it. I mean, the more to use, but like I said, if you have the mindset to do it and God put you in a position for a reason, then I guess it's not crazy, I guess. So, but so guys, this is part 1 of this interaction with my mom, got part 2 to do, so stay tuned for that. Remember to click on the notification for upcoming YouTube videos.